Hello everyone, I will be working today fixing a few bugs that are still pending for this small demo for this week, and I have a few tasks, pretty small tasks, but there are a bunch of them, so I would like to fix all of them, and probably after that I will try to test again for some time and maybe I will find the new ones. I'm already not testing too much, it's just short demo, but there are a few things that I would like to finish before I'm releasing this one. So I have a short list that I will fix some of them today. So for this one I have, well, one thing is I have like a torch just for testing, and I would like to have this one also only for testing because I was just trying and I can do that in the release game. So just to find this input key and just put a new, this is a torch, so just in case that I will add here like is editor and this helper for that. So this is just adding for this one also. Okay, just for my test at the moment because it's not fully working, so it's better just to keep this one out. And then another one is the sleeping sequence is going a bit fast. So let's say that during the time you are sleeping it should be taking longer to fully recover. So I have this action manager, and then have here the internal actions like internal sleep iteration, and I think here I have the amount for -1. Yeah, the thing is, for example, this one is every 10th of second it says -1, so let's try something like probably a bit less, so it will be -175.01, and then it will be kind of 20% slower as it was in the past. So for test this thing I would like to have here, just I will put here a bed for testing, and I will start at time this one bed here just for testing, and then I will start playing the game later, so I'm, let's say, a bit tired of this one. So let me see how tired I am at this time. So this is 65, which is really not a lot, but I will try something later even here, which is 70. Let me see how long it goes. So right now it is around 20 in the evening. Oh, I need to fix this one also. So this one is fine. Seems better now, that it takes 10 hours to recover from let me see again, 70%, it takes 10 hours, so probably I will do not too much, something like that. Probably it's a bit better, so you are not sleeping too much. And let me try again. So the thing is 70%, and it will take a bit of time. I will replace also this picture in the middle. This just some placeholder I was doing last streaming yesterday, but I have a few things there already, so I can just change this one. I will like that. It's probably too much sleeping. Let's try something like that. So I think it's 8 already, and probably could be, let's say, around 9, which is already night, so it's, let's say, 20. This is the maximum that you could be probably paying still not sleeping. And then let's check at what time you are just waking up. So it says 3, 4, 5, around 6. If you go to 8, which means it is 10 hours, I think. So yeah, I was sleeping 10 hours, which is fine. I think I will keep this one as it is. Seems fine now. Okay. So this is one of the things. But I will keep this one. Let's have here note. And I want to replace this one that I was just talking about, this image that I have. So let me go to the widgets that I have, and I will replace both pictures. So this hood, we can close this one already, and also this one. And here we have both pictures. So this one, wait, let's take a picture here. I didn't export already the pictures to use, so this one. So this one is clock fixed. And another one is this one. This is clock movable. Okay. So let's do something like that I was doing. Even here could be fine. Okay, so this one seems rotating, but should be rotating in the opposite way. So let's try again. On time passing should be exactly, should be the opposite way. Let's move this one here. So should be, so let's go to the code that is rotating for this one. I don't remember, where's this one? Because it's not here, and then just rotating on the main. This is about code, of course. It's rotating in the user interface manager, and I'm just rotating here, which is something that I was doing at the moment to find this one. So just today the different is this one, which is fine, and the angles that need to be initially should be I This is a render transform, and then it will be this one here, because I want that initially at least it's just locating the right position for that. So this is one here, and this one should goes to this one, and I remove this one. So this initial zero at the moment I was using, it should be the one that I'm using for the right time. So what I need to do is taking the time in minutes. So get time, this is the time in minutes during the day. So according to this one, if I put 0, it is well, initially I think that my picture is wrong. I mean, I was just putting on the top sun, and it should be going to the night to be 0 at the same time. So 0 means 0 minutes, 0 degrees, and this is just the maximum that could be is 1440 minutes. That is one day. So we just need to change this math going to the freeze. So the thing is, if we have X minutes that we don't know which one, which is going to this maximum, it should be degrees that we need to have is according to 360. So what we need to do is this one multiplied by 360, and at the same time we need to divide by this is the maximum, and this is the degrees that we should have here. But as I say, at the moment it's just my mistake on the picture, so I will add here having 180 degrees more for that. Otherwise it's just going completely the opposite way. But we will just try this one to see if at least this is working. So we go here, at least this is going on the opposite way, which is fine. And I think that I will just move this one slower just to see how it goes. So when I'm going to sleep, I will just change the speed for sleeping just to see how it goes. So internal sleep, internal start sleeping, sleep start, and I will just check here the speed. Probably, let me see what the speed is. Yeah, this is the speed, so I will just try something slower just for testing to see how far is this one moving. Okay, something really slow. It's doing too fast. The thing is just I think the amount that is paying changes according to the speed, so it doesn't matter which speed I'm just writing here. So probably the thing is adding some directness to the player. So let's take this player here, and then I will add a lot of them. Set directness this is set of to 100 usually, so I will put something like 5000, which takes really long for that, just for take longer animation to see if it's working as expected. So okay, now it's fine, it's going as supposed to be. So let's check the time. So this is 5 in the afternoon, which is wrong. This is 2 p.m. So something's not going well, probably because I was just missing, I think, here should be multiplied by or 360 minus subtract, and then this is 360, and then subtract, because it should be in the opposite direction according to the time. I'm not increasing but decreasing. And I think also I have found another small part. When you are cancelling, this sound should be not sound. So let's check what the time is. So this one should be matching this 20, not proper one. Okay, so the thing is, initially it should be this fine. This is time initially, this is fine, and then it's just accord this one minus 5 degrees when it should be not really, but should be this one. So it's just updating according to the current time and not just an increase. So let's check again. And also this one I have when I'm cancelling, so in terms of sleep end, so in here, and then it's playing this sound, but this sound should be playing only if I'm not cancelling, I think so. And I would like to use maybe another sound for cancelling. See, this one, let's say it's through here, but I need to change this one. I will take it out for this small bug. Okay, so that's good. And then what I was doing is just updating according to the current time. So that's the first time that I'm doing, and yeah, exactly, I don't need this one because it's just going well here. And then let's see how it goes. Now it's 12, which is fine. It's just 180 degrees because the picture is wrong, but since working according to the time, so this one the sun will be at 12. This is fine. So right now it's moving the opposite way, but it's working already. And this rotation is updated every time to the real time. So the time is passing, and you have this one which is working well. Okay, so this one is working, and I think I could even use something faster. So I mean, updating more often the degrees for this one, and just for testing to have this one, well, is this, I think should be now fine. So this is the sun of the top, and then when it's passing 12 at night, so 24 hours, should be the moon on the top. This is a check here, exactly. So now that this one is working as we are expecting to be, I could even update even more. So next slide 0.05 to have more frames for this update. Okay. Let's check again. So now exactly the 12 here is on the top, and then it's going more frames updating. Hey Andre, how's it going? Long time ago I didn't see you. I'm just fixing a few bugs that I have found for the demo almost done, but I have a few things to fix and I'm just trying to fix. Well, streaming this morning, but I mean I had not been showing you what I have been doing in this streaming for, I don't know, 1 or 2 months or things like that. Let's go and rotate this is here. Okay, this one is done. And we didn't do much, being honest. We just your streaming. It's just strange how tedious it's just all those, as I was asking you, from where this number is coming, because it's just okay, try 10 and then 20 and then 50, things like that, you know. It's really hard coding every single number, and you know exactly what this. The thing about your, I was asking about this is root motion or not root motion. So you are moving the root bone, you need to put this number there because you are using, for example, animation in place. But if you are using motion for this one, then you don't need to have this number because the animation in fact is moving, so the guy is moving. Yeah, exactly. So if you have animation in place, you need to move this root bone and then it's moving the animation all together, let's say moving the player or something like that. But if you have animation not in place, means the animation is moving, which is better in some cases because you don't need to adjust, for example, this one, the speed of this root bone, but the animation in fact is moving, so it's according to maybe some mockups when people was doing or something like that, which is fine. But in that case, for example, if you want to do faster or speed up, you don't have this one, so that's using moving the root bone. You can fix your speed at any time or change this one without, for example, changing the animation. But of course you also can move the animation, you know. So yeah, I don't think it's a big deal between them. I'm using also in place animation, and I'm using I'm moving the root bone also for them. Well, in fact, most of the time they are moving according to this navigation mesh that I was just creating, so they move according to some nav mesh algorithm, and they move this spawn player actor, so it's fine. What I was doing is fixing, you can see them walking. Let me see, I don't need this one. And for example, this guy moving here will be just moving along, so this guy is just going there and they are finding the path to follow, you know. And then following the path, there is a path for this for the trail. I have some points there for this path, which is S-line, and then just passing this S-line distance on it according to the tangent of the curve, and then it's just passing like a few points that they are just going, let's say, moving 2 meters and then moving 2 meters again when they arrive 2 meters again, and so on. They are just following the path, but in fact they are just following the you know, using the nav mesh to arrive to different points. So what I'm passing is the locations according to this curve, and they use the nav mesh to arrive to them. And for all of them, for example, those guys just walking, they goes, let's say, for example, this one is just going to sit here. Okay, so let's say here now. Yes, okay, found the place, which is easy to find. Or let's move here, for example, and then go there. This is finding the way, so I don't really need to because I was doing manually for all of them. I was doing manually to use timeline, so just learn the interpolation to move and then rotate according to the in this case, for example, it's this bench, but it's according also about, for example, the doors in houses and things like that. So I was doing, let's say, manually for them, because my nav mesh was not working for some reason. I don't know why, but it was not working. So finally I need to recreate the level and things like that, and then okay, I have this nav mesh ready, so I can use it. I'm using it extensively. I was changing all the things that I was doing, replacing with nodes that are working better and are already being provided by the engine, so it's working much better. But at the same time, I have, for example, my plans for all of them, so I'm keeping the plans for them really easy. So for example, this guy is this one. I keep 2 of them, so I have like the mesh with a normal character, and I have, let's say, one object with all the logic that I'm just connecting to them. So every character here has this logic, and this is logic. Yeah, exactly. So this nav mesh is the information for. So let me see what is happening here now. Okay, so if I do that, Rika's nav mesh, and here you have, for example, you can see how it's just triangulating all the space according to, for the proxies for them. So it's calculating all those things to have just planes, you know, this surface, and they're just triangle all of them. So this is the information that is being calculated, let's say, one time, okay, and after that, this algorithm, when you are asking to go to some location, is using this plane or this map to use. So it's not going here, for example, and also I don't have all the maps. So after a few distance, just moving. And for example, I am removing about something small, some island that I was removing, and for example, for the vegetation, you have also the proxies here, and a few things like it's not possible to walk over this one, for example, and you cannot walk over that, but you have space enough to go through all the houses, so they can cross and go inside the houses. But so I was just adjusting a few parameters for the recreation of this triangle. So after that, which is fine for me, I'm using this one to say go there, go here, and I use this information already to find the path to the place. So yeah, it's they do manually everything, so that's why I'm not using this one for walking. But at the same time, I need to have plans. Like for example, this guy have this is the plan that I was doing, and I was doing a few nodes for events and things like that I was managing. So I think I have things like, for example, if you're ready to go home, then you are, let's say, going home or not, let's sit on bench, and I say which bench and how long it takes. And for example, events like sit up, go home, because they have parameters like which is your home or some buildings or things like that. So go home means go walking through you know, a few steps. Here this is go home, it's like go to location, so it's just the location that I'm taking is where the home is, and then what's inside and so on. So the thing is, I have a few nodes kind of condensed on high level plans nodes. So for example, wait between, and then is wait between hours is between 6 in the afternoon and 7 in the morning. So it's like waiting for this one, and after that it's like waking up and then continue the plan, and then wait for 30 or 60 seconds and then restart the plan, like sit on bench and so on. And for example, other guys like this one, there's another place, have something simple like wait until this time, and then well, this is a trader, it's not this one. The one that I want to show is this one. So it's like sit on one bench, which means subtask like walking to this place and then rotate and then sit, and then wake up later when the time is finishing, and then walking again to this point, and so on. So it's just in my case, yes, I was using for each each NPC has just a mess, which, for example, this one, this is because you have a class that is a base class called Pawn, which means NPC mainly, and this Pawn has one mess, which is the mess, you know, it's just triangles and textures. And then they have also, this is a capsule component, which is used for the collision and so on, and they have this character movement, which is managed for the animations, the speed of this one, and also it's also connected to this navigation and so on. So this is a base class that the engine provides, so this is not mine. But after that I was just adding this one, which is like kind of properties to be interactive, so you can talk with this guy and things like that. And here I'm just it says inherit because I'm using base class, so but I was adding for this one, and after that this event class I was just here saying which one is being used for this one. So I'm attaching one kind of behavior for this one, and I'm doing the same for all of them. In this behavior that I have here, I have a few things. One of them is the plans, so you have plans for this NPC that I was doing like that, and I have also the dialogues. So this is the dialogue for this NPC and not generic dialogue or things like that. I'm also using notes and things like that, and I have few things like reset, for example, resetting this NPC, and I can have something that is happening when you start, things like that. So this is for every single NPC. I have one single behavior talking with, for example, the dialogue or the variables that this guy is having or taking. For example, this one have a conversation where when it can, but my mouse is, I think is, where is this? No, I closed this one. Okay, so this is the dialogue, and during the dialogue something is happening, and then it's changing this variable. For example, it says ready to go home or something like that, and it's using this one to go for plans and deciding what to do with this for some reason. Okay, fine, but the thing is, this is the only one having this variable, and could be, for example, in that case, is providing you with a key during the dialogues. For example, is adding to the player a key in your inventory. So this is code only for this guy, so not possible to have this key or things like that in another one. But any single NPC have a few variables, a few things that I can use, and I was just creating here a lot of things, like if you arise with your home. So every NPC has one home, so you can say at any time go home. For example, I'm doing for all of them during the night, so when the time is more than, let's say, 20 or 6 or any of this NPC is going home, which is just okay, allocating the location to go there, and then use the nav mesh to walk until there. The doors, for example, are also opening and closing automatically, because I was using collision boxes for them. So when this NPC is colliding with this one, the door is opening, and then when it's leaving, the door is closing for them. So for the NPC, not the player, but for NPCs, the doors are opening and closing automatically, so they can go through directly and not having any problem with the collisions or things like that. And that's the same for them. For all of those kind of fences and everything is the same for them, so they walking and then cross through, just opening and closing the door for them. So I have a home for them, and I have, for example, a list of buildings that could be good for, I don't know if they want to walk into some place, or they need to open, close the doors for any of those buildings. So it's kind of generic parameters for all of them. So they have a list of buildings, they have a list of paths, but they could maybe follow them. They have a list of home gardens if they want to go there, and they have a list of 6 that are benches where they can just sit. And also, for example, they have a list of NPCs that they can interact with for some reason. So it's just like generic list of things that all of them could have, and I can just need to change some of them, and even for example for these peasants that they are exactly the same, so they are 4 instances of the same name. See, so they are just changing the mess, but they have exactly the same. Let's say in this case there is no dialogue, but they have exactly the same plan. So they, for example, were walking around the town for 4 hours and then decide just with a random number go home or stay there, for example. In that case, every of them have different value for house. So the house of this one is house farmer 3, this is house farmer 5, and house 7, and so they have the same plan, but they have some random numbers to change the plan during the day, and also they have different numbers. So after that they go to different places, even having the same code, but just using those parameters and some random numbers to decide. For example, when they are walking, arrive to this point, they decide to go home or continue walking or go to the building 1 or 2, and then just changing the plan, you know. But the buildings that they have, the list is a bit different, so they went to go to another place completely different. So it's kind of random walking around for the same code, just the same, you know, adding some random behavior, not having everything the same. And also, for example, for the paths, this is one of the paths which is going through all the town. So this is a path, it's straight, but at the same time it's a path, so they follow this path. But I was implementing triggers in this path, so when they arrive to some point of the trigger, it's just fighting this trigger, and then you have the opportunity to do something. For example, if you are right closer to your house, this is the time for fighting, and then you decide to go home or just continue walking, things like that. So yeah, this generic code that I was spending really a lot of time to fine tune well, that is working as expected, not being complex, and in the end I have things like that. The plans are 5 nodes, you know? But this is of course much more complex, because every single node of this have this is, let's say, one plan with a few nodes, but every single node have like a sub plan with a few nodes that are also going. The main problem is about events, so there's not linear. Let's say, okay, go home, wait for 5 minutes, but then it's wait for 5 minutes after arrive to home, and not at the time that you are just calling this node. So it's just using events, and need to execute the next node after you finish the first one, which is all of them are something that takes time. For example, sit on this bench, it takes, let's say, 3 or 5 seconds for the animation, but if you say go home, it can take maybe 3 minutes or 1 minute, because you don't know how long it takes. So you need to control when the task let's say start and when the task finish, and then call the next node. And also in the middle is also a problem that you can talk with them, so in that case the plan needs to stop completely, no more animation or not moving, and then when you finish the dialogue they continue, let's say, the plan that they were doing. So it's not so simple like a list of nodes, you know. So all of them are events that need to be entering at any time and repeating, for example, the last task that you were doing, in case that you are being blocked or things like that. And also there is another problem, it's about the time, because you can do like a timer, okay, after 5 seconds you execute something, but the problem is that the time in game can be faster. For example, if you are sleeping, working, and so on, as you know. So there is one real time, 4 seconds, that is a timer for the engine, and there is another one that is a time for the game, and time for the game could be faster or not. In that case, for example, if I say this guy go home at 8 PM means 8 PM of game, but not after 5 seconds, because I know that right now is 6, for example, so I could say after 2 hours go home, but the problem is the time is speeding up, and probably it's maybe after 5 seconds or after 1 minute. So all those tasks need to manage the time in game and not the time in the engine, the real time, because I can put a timer after 5 seconds, but after this 5 seconds maybe it's 1 hour in game. So all of them need to manage the time in game. For example, walking, going home, waiting for 60 seconds, for example, let's say, or waiting for 1 hour, but it means 1 hour in game and not 1 real hour. So that's another problem that I was just facing all the time, and right now I think finally everything is fine, working fine. I have found a few times problems I'm fixing, tweaking a bit, doing a bit better, or sometimes they are just blocking on some paths, things like that. So just little details, but all of them have source plans that are really easy to define, really easy, that really small, like 4 nodes, you know, and I don't need to really be so complicated. So go to this bench, and then after a minute go to this bench, sit there for 1 minute, and then decide if the time is more than 20 already, go home. If not, restart the plan and then change the benches again. So this guy here, let's see, let's go there. Okay, so this guy here, the plan is sit here, after a minute sit here, there's another bench here, after a minute sit here again, and do this loop all the time until it is 8 in the afternoon. So in that case, go home and wait there until 6 AM. I see here, and after that restart the plan, which means go to the bench and sit again and so on. So let's do that. For example, now play, and this one will sit here for 1 minute. Okay, so it will be here for 1 minute if we are just playing, which is fine. But let's say that we move the time faster. I have a few debug keys, so you can see on the right top corner when the time is changing. For example, now it's changing the time, so there is already 1 minute, you know. So this guy is walking, but the time is not waiting for a real minute, but just the time is moving, so it's going faster. So this guy will be just sitting there. If I'm doing nothing, it will be there for 1 minute. But if I speed up the time, it's just moving faster. No, so here is fine. We'll be here for 1 minute, but let's say I move something faster. Okay, the minute passed already. You know, so it's time to wake up according to the time in game. And now this guy is going to another bench. But let's try to do something faster and to see what is happening when it's arriving. This is fine. But let's say he will arrive. Okay, so it's 7:30, so we'll be here for 1 minute. Which is fine. I have a torch here, yeah. So this is already 9, and he didn't have time enough for checking about 8, but now it's checking. So the thing is, it's not according to the time because we are moving so fast, but it's according to the time in-game that they are just checking all the time about the times for sleeping, waiting, or walking and things like that. Of course, not walking faster because it could be, but that makes no sense just walking like a, you know, old movie or something. So I just keeping walking at the right time, because it's also not critical. For example, if I say go to sleep at 8 and after sometimes moving is going to sleep at 9, you know? I mean during the time that is passing. So this is fine, but what I need to be is after 8 and not after 5 seconds and then the time moving and then it's just completely broken, you know, going to sleep when after 5 seconds. And also all of them I can cancel all the plans if for some reason, I don't know, change the mind or need to restart the game, or for example loading a new game or things like that. And with a normal timer I can only cancel, and that's all. In that case I have my own system for delay tasks, so like a timer, and I have which actors, and I can pass some parameters so I know which interactive is passing, and also which was the last action or the pending action to be executed after this time. So yeah, now it's much more complicated about this time that need to be controlled altogether, but in the end it's working like that. It's according to the time in game, so they are just moving, deciding what to do and so on. For example, here is the same. You have there here the trader, they have the plan is nothing, so it means they will be there between 8 and 8 in the afternoon. After that they disappear. I don't have any animation at the moment, just walking home and nothing like that. So they disappear and wait until 8 in the morning, then they appear again, and then wait until 8 in the afternoon and they disappear. So the thing is, okay, play here, it's fine. So now it's 10 I think in the morning. So let's see what is happening at 8. So the time is passing, you know, faster, and they will need to be at 8, they disappear. So let's say here, let's okay, it's more than 8, they disappear. Doesn't matter what the time that I was passing, faster or not, and they will appear again at 8 in the morning. So should be, is it 3, 4, you can see the time on the left, 7, 8. Okay, they appear. So they are moving or doing all the plans according to game time. So you can change like sitting, sleeping, walking, or crafting, anything that you want to do, and all the NPCs, they will be moving according to this time. So yeah, now it's working well, but it takes really long to fix all of those things. And for example, with this nav mesh that was not working in the past, and now it's working. So yeah, I can create, as you can see, I can create new NPC and new plan in 15 minutes already. Not really a big problem. So as I said, that the main problem was doing all the system. After that I can do the real game, because this is just nothing. For example, having all those houses and things like that, it's just visuals. They don't have any gameplay until I start doing gameplay. So yeah, I needed to finish a lot of things before I can do a little gameplay that I have ready. So I have one mission, just test mission, and I was just working also in the user interface, as you have seen in the Twitter. And for example, yeah, I have also here, and you can see here the time for the game is here all the time. There are a lot of debug information here, don't worry. So this is the time for the game. So now we are here, and then it's just moving. So let's say, for example, moving some time. This is 11, 12, let's say in the afternoon something. Okay, this is 15 in the afternoon. So you can see that this one have been moved to this one. Let's go to night or close to night. Okay, this is sound. Okay, 8 here. So this one is the clock that you have in game. So it's just moving according to the time. And then what I was doing now is about, for example, crafting. Here it's a bit dark. So for example, here I will be crafting this one, and you have here the clock that you can see, and you see here. So this is the time that is also moving at the same time to see how long it takes for you to craft something, or as I was doing, sleeping. So let's put here a bed for sleeping. Interactive, just a bed here. I was just doing something for testing. It takes really long sleeping, for example. As you can see, the clock is moving. You know, it's a lot of numbers just for testing. So this is moving according to the time that you can see here. 7, 8, 9 in the evening, 10, 11 at night is 12, so it's exactly here, and then it's 3, 4 during the day, and the sun will be here at 12. So there's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, exactly 12 here. So this is time for during sleeping, or for example crafting or sitting. For example, let's say sit here, and you will see exactly the same. Oops. Let's sitting in this bench, for example, and then resting, and you will have this clock also on screen that you can see the time passing. So you can see this the time passing, because you don't have those numbers on the left that they have for testing. You don't have, so in game you have this one. It's not final image because I didn't finish this clock, but I was just checking about the time, and the time is passing. Will be night, so you can see according to the sun that this one is moving. That is doing well. And if you go there for night, should be, yeah, according to this one. So this is the clocking game that you have in your main menu, or anytime that you are crafting, sleeping, sitting, or doing any other thing in game. So You can check here, or you can see this clock moving during the time that you are doing something. So that's what I was doing now, but I didn't finish this picture ready, so I need to work on it a bit. So 6 in the morning, you have already here day, so that's fine. I was working on the inventory, and also I was working hands, so you can put things in your hands. For example, this one will be here when I click, and I just changing. This one is my inventory and this is my hand, and I can just change things or change this one, and I can check also, but I can use control to manage the wall slot. And for example, here I have, this is just a bolt, and I have things to do, and I can do the same. This is one click, and if I use control, this is moving the wall. For example, here 5, and this is 1, and then control moves the wall slot, and the same for example here. But as you can see, this is 6 in the morning now, and there are no markets at the moment, so we need to wait until 8. Let's speed up a bit, and 8 they will appear, okay, and then we can use the market. You have also here the money. This for 1, and this is for, because you have 5 of goods, so 1 of them costs 2, but 5 of them costs 10, and this is same. This is the wall amount. In case you use control, you put all of them, or you can do one of them at the same time. So you have both prices for 1 and the amount that you have here. I'm still missing some icons already. This is one thing that you cannot sell, so this is like free and it's not possible. Here you have your money. This is the money for the market, and you have also here the number for the slot that you have available. You can stack all of them as much as you want. I don't have a limiting stack at the moment, but there's the number, so you can have 10 items here and you are using 8, so that's why the color is going red. But this one is 2 of 6, so it's going green. And if we use this one, you can see, for example, here 5 of 16. So let's move all the things that we have, and you can see here the number is changing to green. But if you start using things, you will have the color is changing to be red when it's completely full here. But if you are empty, you will be green again. So you have here the things that you want to put. Okay. And your hands. So you can manage at any time your hands and your inventory, and you can put things here in your hands using both the icons. Because you, for example, need seeds to be working when planting, or you need this hoe when you are working on farming, or you can use this one. This is a bucket, for example. Let's show you, because we have also already here, for example, there's some places for water. So you need to use your hands at the moment. So here, for example, say you don't have bucket in your hands, so okay, we have already, and now we can fill the bucket that we have. This is empty. If we click on it, it says drop, because you have full bucket. So you can put here, and now let's say we have empty bucket, but we will go to the well and we can fill for free with no limit. And then we have again this full bucket, so you can put water close to your house when you need water for crafting or any other things. So you put here, for example, water, drop, and then in that case you have again empty, but you have 3 here from 10, and go again to the well, and so on. So you need to use your hands for a few things, or tools, or things like that. At the moment I didn't have time to really change, because I need to use these IK bones to change the animation manually, and I didn't have much time for that, to put some tools on hand, some models, but I don't have this at the moment. I will do later. So what more I was doing in the past, all this inventory, and you have also the menu, missions. As you can see already, the missions are already there, so you can you have the notification on the top for the mission, and then you have missions here. So this is the one that you are doing. When you are doing this one is green or gray, I think, and this is here, and then you have different missions, sub-missions here. And also about the dialogue, I was doing something nicer with this text. So they test this color, but this is yours, so you can choose which one you want here. So in case that is fine, and you can cancel at any time the dialogues, and they continue with the plan that they have in the past. So in case that, for example, this guy has, let's say, 10 seconds sitting here, but you are talking for 30 seconds, this plan is kind of waiting until he's available again and busy in any dialogue, and after that they continue the plan that they had to be doing if you are not interacting with them. So you can stop at any time any of them, and they will continue later. So let's try to find this one are all together, because I'm dropping all together for testing to see if they are doing the plan, but it's not the one. And for example, let's say this one here. Oh, perfect, he's going to there. So let's stop him during the time that is going on this way. So okay, this is going disappear. Oh no, this is a bug. Let me try again. And let's speed up a bit so he's walking. Let's go. And should be okay. This is a bug because I was changing about the capsule right now, and I see it's already there. Can you see? So there's something bad, but anyway, you can just stop them when they are walking, and should be walking. Let me try this guy again, because probably it's broken also. Let's try something here so I have some space to stop him. But anyway, if it's not a bug that I was just introducing right now, you can stop them during the time that they are walking, and they will continue walking later. So let me see. Yeah, I see that they are just crossing me and continue the plan. So let me see again. Probably it's about the capsule not having any collision for that. Let me see. Yeah, I see that they are just crossing me and continue the plan. So I think something is broken. I will just take a note about this because it's back. MC not stopping, but anyway, they were just stopping and then continue walking after that if there are any plan of that. So it was fine. And also during this path, for example, let's try to stop this guy here. Should be this guy is coming here to this path and will be just in front of me. Let me see if this one is stopping. Okay, this one is stopping, so after that he continues walking. If I do again, this is stopping for any time that you want, you know. Okay, finish your dialogue and then he continues walking. I'm just in the middle, but it's fine. So they continue the plan that they have in the past for something that you are stopping. So you can stop at any time, walking or sitting. For example, this guy is sitting here, we can just, let's say, stop what is he doing and then have some conversation, and after that he will sit again and continue until the time that they have to be, let's say, waiting here for after that going home, or I don't know, the plan that they have. So they have this plan all the time. And this one is just broken for some reason when they are just walking, but I know why, because I was just changing this one. I know what the problem is. Yeah, exactly. The problem is here interact the NPC helper, and they are going to location, and in that case is going to location on request fail. Here, for example, they are moving, and in case that they fail, because it's just let's say stopping, when I'm stopping should be go here, and then some message like after that I need to execute. I have here, when you arrive there, execute the next plan. If they are just failing, execute, let's say, not the same next plan, but the same plan, which was going to some play or sit, things like that. Okay, I will fix later. I think it's not big problem for that. And what more do I have? I was just completing also some of the models. For example, the houses that I was missing, the roof for this one that I was missing. So I was just working on it, and I was just adding a few things here. And this one also that I was just missing, I was completing today. for example, with a few things also, not just a box. I was also improving the grass a lot, so the speed is much faster now. The frame rate went like 20 or 25% more than in the past, that I was just doing with the grass, not much. And I was improving a few things here, for example, for those fences having all those things. They are only one single mess, but they are hierarchical instance messes. Well, the thing is that the grass was, let's say, one patch, and then have one specific shader, but when you are just going far a bit, it's changing to the lot 1, which have another shader completely different. So the first one was one that is moving with the wind, let's say just vertex paint for this one. Okay, so as you can see, this is moving the grass. Okay, so this one lot 0, and then lot 1 was, because this is a cross, as you can see, this is a typical cross for the grass, and the lot 1 was only one plane, not a cross but one, and then it's just facing to the camera always, so the effect that is just being in the distance is fine. So it was reducing 2 times the grass, 2 times less the number of trees, and also the shader was much more simple for the second one, which was the improvement. What I was doing now is, let me show you for where I have this one. Messes, and then it's just environment, and then it's just grass, and what I have right now is this one. So this is, let's say, one grass, one patch, which is 5 crosses. Okay, so after that, after some distance, it will be only one. Let me see. Okay, can you see? Let's see something. Okay, so I was using also diffuse for the texture, so you have 5, and after that you have 1 only. Okay, so using the same shader that I was using in the past. So this one is one plane, it's not even cross. So if I do that, let me see, this is F, okay, and then if I do that like that, if I'm rotating, this plane is pointing to me all the time. If you can see on the top, there is nothing, but as you can see, this one is just pointing to me all the time. Okay, so as you can see, this is pointing to me all the time. So I was changing the distance for them when these shaders are coming or not, which is quite close, as you can see, but in the end it was like 5 to 1, which is 5 times better. And also I was changing the distance a bit less, which is improving like 2 times more, so it's like 10 times faster, but only the grass, of course, not the completely wall game. But I was also changing about the distance for this one, because it's kind of foliage also, all the stones are the small stones and everything. I was just changing about the shader, improving like that. So in the end you have, let me show you about the lots. Okay, so let's say this, for example, those stones. So here they are, the white is lot 0, and then it's red, as you can see here, red, green, blue, yellow, and pink, I think. Okay, anyway, so this is here, and then you are improving because it's just lot 1, lot 0, according to this one. If I check in, for example, these small things, this is a cluster, because in that case it's not working well because it's a cluster. As you can see also about the grass, so they are lot 0 and then just disappear because they are not pointing to me, but this is lot 1 here, there's a red one. So you can see the grass. As you go there, you can see the grass is really just a few patches, not much. But if I'm going closer, I have all the thing just increasing a lot. As you can see, a lot of deeper. But if you go there, you can see there's really a few patches, not much. And this is also clustering, so it's just one kind of local for all of them. Or for example, here you have a lot of stones, and you can see that's going there is also the same. So this is a cluster for them, or you have there. So all of them are really being closer, and this is even not enough for that. Yeah, here you have just for clustering. So I was just grouping clustering for things, and then patching much smaller the distance about all the grass and everything. And also, for example, the trees, I was just really reducing a lot the distance and increasing the cool distance. So all of them are being deleted really easy, really fast. So here you can see that you have like 10 of them, but if you go a bit far, they just disappear. Let me see. Okay, well, they start disappearing. Oops. Quite easy, as you can see. So yeah, all together is just improving a lot. All together, as you can see, it's almost fine. Perfect. Happy to see this one. I think you should try. I will try to finish this one for the next week, so I hope that you can try and to see what have been done, and probably you will find. Yeah, exactly. All of them are billboards, also the trees and the grass and everything like that. So yeah, all of them. So have a nice time. Thank you for coming. Hope to see you soon. Welcome. Thank you. Bye, Andre. Thank you. Bye bye. Let's continue what I was doing. What's about time? So this is the action manager that I want to have, and this is fine. And this is it. Internal sleep start. It was just for testing, so we remove this. So what I want to have is, in case that you are cancelling this action, I have a sound for any action which is finishing, but I would like to know when you are cancelling. So in that case, this action manager have this cancel action, so you need to know that this is cancelling. So let's say interactive, go to here, it's just going to cancel here. So let's add action cancel, and we will just wait. No, this one. I will just set this one here when you are doing something, just to know that you are canceling the action. So this is here, action is cancel, and we can use this one to check when the action has been cancelled. And the thing is just finishing everything here. I think this is the action cancel. Is it not set again? This is not, but here should be yes. Okay, exactly. So now we can using this one we can check if this action was cancelled or not. In case that it was cancelled, I don't want this sound. Okay, there's nothing to sound here, but if not, I will just play this sound for, and I will do, for example, this is crafting, I think. Okay, this is for crafting, so I will do this in here for crafting, and we will check if this one is going well or not. So this is, and I would like to add a new sound for cancelling, so you know when you are cancelling or when you are just finishing. Okay, so this one is only if cancel here, so let's craft something and then test for this sound. So start crafting, but cancel. Okay, no sound at all. Crafting and then cancel. There is no sound, but let's wait until this one is crafting until the end, so should be having a sound. Exactly, so it works. And what I would like to do is probably having a sound for cancel action. So let me try to find some sound. I think I will use drop. Let me try this. With Audacity. Sound like that, or this one, or this one, the first one probably. No, I think I will use the last one, I like more. Okay, stop. I think I will use this one. That's for cancel. Let me see. Probably it's too long. Let's try the first one then. As well. So let's export this one as cancel. Cancel action cancel. Okay, and then we will I will add this one to the sounds audio here, and let me find this cancel action here, and then we can use this one when you are canceling an action. And probably I would like to use all of them, so I will add this cancel action in the end. Well, if this is cancelling, then there is no sound. Oh, there's sound here, so play to the sound, and this is cancel action here. That's what the volume and everything is fine. Yeah, everything is fine. Let's try again, and let's check this sound for cancelling. Okay, it works. I'm not sure if it's enough or... Okay, cancelling. Yeah, sounds fine for this one, but what about this? Oh, for crafting seems fine, but maybe for sleeping, not sure about this sound. Okay, I will keep at the moment. And also, for example, for working on farms, I will have the same sound. So probably, yeah, probably the thing is just I will cut this one and I will use for crafting at the moment only, and I will add later. Internal craft end will be here. This is the sound for crafting, but for sleeping and so on I will use probably another one. So let me see. I will add this one as task for fixing later. So you can cancel this one. Okay. So let's continue with another task. I will leave this one as it is done already, and I will just make nicer this one also, and delete this. And one of the things that I was doing is about the first mission, and the first mission is having just a demo mission, but you need to buy some tools. So in that case, it's just checking for update from check condition with update here, updating from actor. So it's a notification from the market when you are buying something. It's a notification of the missions, and then this mission is taking this information to know if you are already here. For example, here is to say the second step, and then it's just checking about the action that, for example, here is buying. There's a buying action, and then you need to check about this how, and then you know that. But the thing is that probably you want to do the tasks in different order, for example. So in case that you need to do the first mission or the first sub steps, which is just finding a place to stay here, find a place where to stay, and then you have this first row, and then you harvest some food. So if I'm checking right now only about this second one, all the first one, if I'm buying at the same time that's waiting for this mission to be done, this one is not being in count. So in that case, I would like to check all the time about these three. In that case, I want to check for all of them, so you can manage any of them in case that is happening, even if they were the one right now is the first one. So what I was doing until now is, depending on which step you are, you know, it's just going to here and then checking for this one and so on. But I would like to check for all of them. So let's say that not taking this one, but check this one. If it falls, and they will check for this one, and okay, it is false, and I will check for this one. That is just return as it was. So in that case, I will be checking for all of them. I can leave this ready. I think I will delete. So now I'm checking for all the conditions that could be happening for any of them. But the thing is, if this one is done, should be going here, but if it's not, I think it's not going there anymore. So if yeah, what I need to check is all the conditions are being done, it's fine, and anytime you can check this one. But in that case, for example, if the second one is being executed when I'm waiting for the first one, I don't want to go to the next one, because in that case it's just solving or resolving the first one, but the one that need to be resolved is the second one. Or by default could be, for example, just keeping as this one is already solved. So when it's arriving to this one, to this condition, it should detect that already you have this one or you bought it past. So it's just jumping forward the next one, you know, things like that. Because if I'm doing now solving this one, as I have, there's a list of things to do, then it's not possible to mark any of them at any time. So you need to do the first one, and then this one is solved, and then the second one is solved, and then the third one, and not any of them at any time. You can solve all of them. But the problem was that I was just testing this for the demo, and buying this tool is really expensive. So in case that you, for example, are buying first and then you are doing the house, you will find really difficult to find the second one or to buy a new second one, because it was expensive for this one. So that's why probably I will try to fix this one. That's not possible, but I have another option which is much better, I think. Let me try to undo this one. I will just get current plan. Why not? I don't know. Okay, what I can do is when the first mission is done or the first mission is being executed, in that case I will add this tool in the market and not before, so it's not possible to buy before if it didn't resolve the first mission. But the thing is, probably you're checking already in the market and you could find where it is already, and in that case you are going there again, or you should check again the markets every time after this first mission. So this is something that probably could be really disappointed, that you are checking the market, there is nothing there, then you do this mission and you need to check in the market to find this tool there already. So probably I will try to do something different, or I can just check, for example, the market is empty or closed at the moment, and then when you are just doing this mission, then this market is being open already. So this is a good idea. I think that's the best idea, having that. So yeah, I could check this one, and I don't know why I cannot use my my current plan, which is variable that's should be here. Let me check what is happening with this, because I think it's coming from mission, which is C++ code, but I have this current step, or what's this? Okay, this is current step, and then it's just switch that I was doing. I will just keep the code that it was. This is just much better to have this one, and then this is the 0, this is the 1, I think, and then I need this, and then this is a 2, 1, 2 here, and this is going here. So as it was, because I think it was like that. Just keeping them, and the only thing that I need to do is when the first mission is solved, then I will update this market, and then I will this is complete, not this one, Sunday update from actor. So this is the case when I'm here checking about this one, is fine. So this is the time that I'm doing the first step. In that case, I need to update here the market, and well, not really update, but the only thing that I need to do is just enable. It will be not enabled until so I will just keep this one as what is this? Could I just use this one as because I'm not dropping this one, so I should pass maybe as parameter. Yeah, I will put here like market, and this is trader. I think this is trader. This is a trader that I need to pass to this one. So I think I will use for my mission manager probably. They have this first mission ready. No, that's the pound. This one. I want to pass this market, which is an actor, to this mission, and this mission is also an actor, but it's being spawned later when the game starts. But I don't remember where I was adding that start the first mission, because I can start mission at any time, and probably will be in game manager. I'm not sure. Let me see. Game manager. Rest the game. Let's just waiting for a couple of seconds, and then no, it's not here. And start game. Yeah, it's here starting the demo. So this is a mission demo, which is fine, and then I will do like get mission. get start missions, which is only one, of course, and then there's the mission get 0, and then I will cast this one to mission demo. It's really hacking, but I want to have this one faster, and that's all. And after that I will take this one, set trader. Oh, did I compile this one already? Yeah. Market, okay. Set market, or I think it's too hacky. Let's delete it. This is not the way to go. So probably what I need to do is just when this mission was starting, I will just try to take this get all actors of class. This is only one time, of course. It's not something that we need to do all the time because it's really expensive, but trader, and I will just check for what's this one, trader, and I will put something like trader having that. So in that case, what we need to do is for each, and just take the I think that this is a display name. I think this for debug that we don't need. Get display name, I think, equal, and should be this one. And just a branch, and what we need to do is deactivate this one, so it will be deactivated all the time until the first mission is done. In that case, it will be activated again. So what I have here is just set enable false, set enable. Oh, sorry, this is get helper. What's this one? For traders, let's see what's something. It's way more complicated than I was expecting. Okay, for trader, I should take sources. I have read this one. I don't know why I'm just overcomplicating this one already, because I have all time. Let's get interactive, and then just set enable false. False, but probably is not disappearing. So let me see. When I start this one and the mission is starting, this guy will be enable, disable, but should be okay. The mission starts. Let me see. This guy should be disabled in case that I'm doing well. So let's say that there's just, I will just show some message like found, just to be sure that it's found and not just missing this one. Let me see. Yeah, it's not found, so for some reason this is not the trader having this. I was already copying here to avoid this. Already having, yeah, it's this one. How could I just have this one then if this is the name? So this one is not finding this one for some reason. I would like to know why, so probably I will use this length. just printing this one to see if found something or not. I should have like 6 or 7, I think. This is 0. Why? I know why. Because mission demo is just executing directly before the level is being loaded. So what I need to do is just adding here a few delay, which is really not a problem because you cannot arrive to this point so fast when the level is being loaded. So having like a couple of seconds when the mission starts should be time enough to be loaded everything. So let's say here, so it says found now, so it is found and it's not possible to do that. But I would like also to have this one hiding until it is being available. So let's say, where could I add this one? Probably here. This is just taking the visibility of this one, so in case that this is not enabled, or I could do that here. Reset any function which way set enable, and we will add here like a parameter enable to have this one, which is just it's a parameter, and then I will need to take this get interactive, or I can use this one. Okay, so get interactive and then set enable. Okay, cast to get child actor, and then I will use get interactive, which is already done, and then in that case, yeah, it is this interactive NPC, but this one is interactive NPC, so yeah, the target is this one. Okay, so set enable will be false, and also I will do as I was doing here, just set visibility for and this one also. So this is one of the things that's doing, and also here this visibility, and then if it's enabled this is true, and the collision also should be I will use just select, I think, to avoid just adding branches and so on. So here I will do just select, and I will use this enable. In case this is enabled, this is true, so it should be query only, if otherwise this is not, there's no collision, and then get interactive will be the same as this enable or not. So let me add probably pre-road node. This is going far. Okay, so like that I can just enable and disable not only the interactive but also the visibility of this mess, which is needed. And what we can do with this function already here, we can use this missing the option. What is this? Yeah, because it needs to be the mess. This is the mess, and this is also the mess. I think it's fine. Okay, so now we can use directly this one. So some delay, and after that get the actors and delete this one. Get the actor in case that this is true. What we need to do is just take this one and say set enable. Set enable in that case will be false for this one, and this will be hiding also the the mess until it is ready, let's say. Okay, so this will be working, and now we need to do the second step, is activating again. Okay, since not found what the problem is. Let me see. Not found. What did I change? This is 2 seconds. Let's say something like 3 seconds for some reason, and then oops, sorry, forgot about this link. I was just delete this print string and then forgot about connecting. So should be okay, disappear now, and there is not possible to buy here, but in case that we do the first mission, this one should appear here again. So just for testing, I will do 3 seconds and then enable. Let's say for 3 seconds and then enable again. Where's my mess? Let's see if this set enable disable is working. So this one should be disappearing. It's fine. After 3 seconds should appear again, and it's working. So okay. So the only thing that I'm missing right now is I can delete this one. The thing is, if it's during night, that it can happen. In that case, the traders are switching off and on. Okay. So, and also enable and disable is being activated or deactivated during the night. So it could be being activated during the day again, and forget about this configuration that we were doing on it. So in that case, we need to keep this one being enable or disable as it was in the past, let's say. So before going to sleep should be, this is fine, but then when it's just enable again during the morning, we need to know if it was already enabled or not. So in that case, we should keep this one in some variable, probably initially enable, let's say. So let's do that for coming here. We'll have this initial enable will be set. Get enable will be here before this sequence is being executed. So this one is coming here, and then we can just modify the enable value. Don't worry about this. And then when we are just coming here again, we need to use this visibility will be initially enabled. If it was enabled, it will be true. If it's not, it will keep like not. And this one, for example, query only unenable and everything like that, should be using the saying here. So this is good. Enable will be what it was, and we need here just only the select as I did before. So we can use this initial enable here, and then use if it's true this query only, otherwise it's just no collision. So we keep this one here. So this will keep enable or disable as we have in the markets, taking care about this for the next day. And what we need to do is, for this mission demo that we're saying, when I execute the mission, I will just go in here and then enable this one. So I was doing this one the first time, so in case that I'm finding, I would like just to assign this one. So here, this is the market, and this is set, and this is this one, this one. This is the element that we have found, and this is the one that we are using. So okay, we store here the market that we are making disable at the time, and this is the one that we will use later to have here like market get, and then set enable will be true, and it will be activated after we have the first mission done. So that's all. And I will do just something fast to see if this mission or this sequence is working. So first thing that I do is come in here, this is fine, disappear, just let me check if I have the key. I have the key ready, so I could go there and solve the first mission there. Let me try there. Okay, go here, and I should have the second mission now. It's fine. So this guy should appear ready there in being enable, being working. What I need to check also if what is happening if it is passing night during the time that it's still disabled. So this is one thing, and I can see that the guy is already there and probably is enabled for this one. It is, so it works. And the only thing that we need to check is about passing the night. So this works for the first mission being done, and then we will just pass the first night to see what is happening with this guy, if it's appearing or not during the night. Should be not. So let's move the whole night and then going through the morning. This is all the night. This is 5 in the morning, 8 in the morning. This is 10, and if it's not happening as expected, this is not appearing here even if passing the night. So this sequence. So yeah, everything is working here, and that's fine. That's fine, exactly. Okay, so this one is also solved. I will just mark this one as solved. This one solved also. Okay. Another thing that I have to fix is about the roofs. I have one building that I would like to have more details in the roof, and I was just changing this one for this one already, and I would like to have this kind of sticks also here in this another house, this small one. So I need to use here Blender. We'll just close this one, close this one. I think even I will restart Unreal Engine, which is just taking really long. So this one, let's open Blender. Come on. It's going to be slow because it's just deleting. Now this is going okay. Jesus. after some time using it for Unreal, using all those blueprints and so on, I think that's just keeping kind of all undo buffer or something, and then it's just taking really laggy, and I need to just restart if I don't want to crash later or something like that. So okay, let's open this Blender file. Let's start display. So this is my building that I'm using here, a small one, and I want to use the one that I have from the another one. So I will append object, and I think there are sticks or roof mine sticks long. I think this one. Okay, yeah, it's of course quite big, and what more do I need? What's this? This one. Roof sticks. And I need to change the size, and probably will delete a few of them because I don't need too much and it's too big also. So first thing, I will add this one to a group for export, so I can use this one. I export here. Okay, so let's probably reduce the size for okay, this one, and I think the size is already fine. Probably what I did is just to remove some of them, so I will remove probably this one, but not this one, or yeah, I think this one also, and this one. Yeah, all those faces, and then I just need to add here any face, and probably I will remove which one? This one, and then mark as same to have the same here. Okay. So I will just reopen Unreal at the time. So what we need to have is I think I will use only 4 probably, since enough. Maybe I will display speed left and right. So this one is also not needed. This one remove. I think it's fine, but I would like to move this one to something to the left and then to the right. So this is the left and global, something like that. And then it's going to this way. It's also nice that it's imperfect, I mean not having exactly the same distance for all of them, so there's something feeling more natural. And I think that this one needs to be a bit like that, and probably a bit down, just to match with this one. And seems more or less well, but this one is not enough, so we'll just move it down. Oops. Okay. Just to be sure that we are not missing anything like that. For example, this one, okay. So this one will be also inside here, and I think this one is a bit far to be longer, and also this one probably. Something longer. Okay, I think it's enough. Oops, or are they being? I'm not sure about them. Depending of which one are you doing. Okay, so now it's too much. Okay, seems fine. Just the UV. I will do. I know I missed this one. I was thinking it's fine. Okay. Okay. So let's okay. Save and export FBX. This one, all the elements selected. And this is the export. That's fine. And then this is here ready Unreal. Let's close this one also. This. Okay. So let's re-import this one from the FBX. Static mesh. And this is the FBX. And re-import. Still doing that. I don't know why. Sometimes it's really slow. Okay, this is the second one, so good one for I'll probably 4, I think. Yeah, seems nicer. Yes. So let's try to see how it goes. Let's remove those layers to see it's one better. Seems more or less fine, I think. Let's change the time of the day to see different lights. Like 15. Seems fine, or can I say something? No. Seems fine. Just check inside also, just in case. Oops. There are some of them that are really messing here. But if I really don't need this. Okay, but being outside seems fine. Let's try here. Then seems fine. Okay, so save this one. Oops. And just exit. Oops, I forgot about the planes that we have inside. Yeah, 5. So I have few planes inside of this house. Floor, stones, walls. Okay, so the one that is missing seems to be this one. Let's take this. let's use also the normal. Just move out of this one and then also this one. Okay. Let's try again. Okay, and just re-import. Sometimes I don't know why it takes really long for just FBX and strength. This is 1000 triangles, so it's not really so complex object, but for some reason I don't know, it's just taking long to be just importing. Could it just be inside? Okay, thank you. Now seems fine. Okay, seems fine. So the house seems fine. We can fix this one. Mark this one as fixed already. What more? I would like to have also some two-step sounds. I have for grass already, but I don't have for this mode, which I don't. In fact, I don't have this sound, but I have some concrete that could be at the moment helping with, or at least I would like to have the code for that, and later I can just change the sound. In the future, you have better sound, but at least to have some sound. That not being perfect, but anyway, it's just having some sound. So let me find this sound here, and this is where's this? If I can find this here. Oh, that's the okay. I have some sounds here. I will probably use the smaller one, like this. Hello, green fan. You are really green. I think I will use the smaller ones, or things like that. Or, well, at least since appears for me in green, as you can see on the screen, that because I'm not sure if you are choosing. If you are not choosing, maybe they are just assigning you any color, but at least for me you're green. I think I will choose 4 of them, 4 small ones, and that's all. I can change later in the future. So this is one. So how's it going? First time here. I don't remember if we were talking before in the past. Step asphalt 1. Yeah. Let me show you. Asphalt, but no weapons. So this is something a bit different as usual. I'm just taking this one. So mainly you have a story to follow and a few things to do, like crafting and then grinding things and picking up resources from the forest and farming, working in your farms, and mainly dialogues with people. You have also a market for buy and sell items, tools and things like that. And you will have, because I don't have yet, a skills tree for the items that you are or even what are you farming and learning and things like that. And you have interaction with doors, windows and things like that, benches and things. So you're just walking and you have interaction with things like that. Your inventory, you have here farming, and you can sit here for example and rest a bit. You can have interaction with doors. You can go inside of any house. You have also interaction with windows. Have a light and the NPCs for dialogues that you can talk with them. Yes, this is full first person, this is a story, and as I said, there's no weapons and there are no combat, so I don't think there's a problem for you being first person. And also it was just being easier for example the animations or the camera having problems going inside of the houses and things like that. So yeah, I'm just keeping this one. And this is market for buying or selling things that you have. And a few interaction, like for example with the well for water. Of course it's not finished, there are a lot of things that are still pending, but yeah, you have some NPCs here, and yeah, you can see a few things. You can work in farms. This one is not activated, but you can work in farm, planting, harvesting, farming, and in the future you can also craft some soup or things like that, so you are also learning more things. And you can craft things. You have here the so this is one of the things. So you have here the bake house where you can just make things here, baking or just doing flour, wet, things like that. And the water mill, which is not full done. This progress bar is missing. So yeah, here already here everything is up in model, and you have here the wheel working. So here, it's just working here, but you can see this one also. If you go out, you can see this one here. I was working a bit to be, yeah, this is the main thing for example. So the music that you are listening is just music for the streaming, so there's not really music for the streaming for the game, but you have for example the sound of the water with the 3D sound, and you have sounds for example water mill, and you have crafting when it will be, and I was working with some footsteps, and you have all the time this nature around with birds and things like that. So, and being first person cameras really like doing things, and having most of the things are interactive. For example here you see I was just clicking on it, you know. So you have a lot of things interactive around. You can maybe sit here, doors and farmings, and even the toilets are, you can just interact with doors closing. You can even sit here. So yeah, a lot of things being interactive around, but the only thing is not having combat. So, and for example here you can go to the forest and try to pick up things that you can find, wood and stone in the forest. A small one, but let's see. Let's try to find something. Okay, so you have here wood that you can pick up and it will appear in your inventory already, and you have hands for picking up things. you can change them. Or here you have also more wood you can find in the forest, the river, and so on. So this is just something you can walk around. It's kind of being completely free, so you can go walking at any place that you want. Well, there are some doors that are closed initially, so you cannot go to any building that you want, but in fact you can. I mean, all the buildings are being done and you can go inside for any of them, or even the bigger ones. You can also go inside of this, so there is no problem. The doors are initially closed for you have a few windows here, and you have even second floor. Oops, let me see. With all the rooms, windows, and so on. So you have here windows, you have rooms. So everything is modeled inside. It's not just fake buildings or things like that. So you have buildings for all of them, and you can go inside of any of them. And I was doing also working in the castle, and you can go inside of the castle for a few things. So any building, I mean, I was just showing a few of them, but all of them. This one also with 2 floors you have, or this one you can go there, or this small one that we have been inside with furniture. And you have also here, for example, a bed, so you can sleep. Also interaction, the user interface for action is still not ready, but I mean, you have sounds for the doors. Yeah, and the markets here, buying things, and yeah, will be a few more things. Of course, it's not finished, completely finished, but I was just working on a few things to have more interaction, because as I say, not having combat, you need to have something to do in the game. So that's why a lot of things are interactive, so it's not just planning to be fighting all the time. And what I was doing right now, I was just adding a few sounds for footsteps here, because I have for the grass, and I have also with some wood or buildings, but I don't have for this mood. In fact, I don't have this sound. I'm alone. I'm another indie developer alone at home. I have a laptop, so it's just not really impressive thing or anything. Just one guy at home, you know. As most of us. So yeah, I have been working on it for I think 8 or 9 months already, or maybe more. Yeah, 9 months I think. Yeah, as I say, it's the same. 99% of people is just only one guy at home, you know, and I'm doing this in the same room that I'm sleeping, so it's nothing really impressive, you know. So it's not expecting to be The Witcher, no 100 hours playing, just a game, you know. So when you are asking about this, another medieval RPG, yeah, this is really nothing so how to say it, like really innovative or very nice idea, something just, you know. Yeah, exactly. You can stay on it for years doing that, for all the small details, all the things, and yeah, that's fine. I enjoy what I'm doing, you know. I like what I'm doing, but I know this takes really long. As I say, I was almost a year, and I have really small demo at the moment that I'm trying to finish for this week, and I was just fixing a few bugs in this streaming for little things that are pending. Not really bugs, but little things like I need sound here, I need to fix this roof, and then I need to change this thing, and small little things that I was just doing, because I was doing everything as you can see here. For example, all the models, I was modeling everything. I was modeling all the houses, trees, vegetation, buildings, the rocks, and the grass, everything that you see. Well, yeah, all the models, everything. The only thing that I'm not is just the characters, but I was doing them but using Fuse. So I was not really modeling from a cube, you know. So I'm using Fuse for the characters and then using Mixamo animations, but I'm just combining everything with this animation blueprints, having all of them for different animations that I was doing. And the rest I'm doing everything. I mean, C++ code, the blueprint, the lighting, texturing, the shaders, the sound, the user interface, everything that need to be done. It's fine. What I was doing, I was just cutting a few of them because I have a few sounds here, but I want to create a few of them. Where is my here? There's the sounds here. So I was just adding footsteps for the game, not only for grass, because things a bit. Well, a few of them I was taking from this webpage, which is FreeSFX. Well, no, not this one, but Free Sounds, I think. Well, the one that everyone is using. And then I was just cutting or combining using Audacity, which is also free program. So I'm just combining, cutting, or things like that. And I was also taking a few sounds from let me see, what is this one? I don't remember. Soniscom. I was just also, they were providing, let me add here the URL in case, and they were providing with some samples during the time that they were doing for some kind of bundles for last year and 2 years ago and things like that. So I have found a few of them, which is fine, but most of them I'm using from this website, Free Sound. I think this is Free Sound. I don't remember this one. Let me check in. Yeah, freesound.org. This is the one that I'm using. Oh well, I'm not use YouTube because it's hard to know what is the license that you can use and things like that. For this Free Sound, you have already every license together with this one before you are downloading. So I want to be sure that I can contact the guy in case there is a problem, and also they're like public domain or not. But as I say, some of them I found well, but some of them or just even just recording here or just combining between them, you know, changing a bit, for example, about volume and things. Not really complicated, but yeah, combining some of them or just cutting and then doing things like that. So here, for example, I have one for well, I have some of them that could be probably fine already, but if not, it's just changing the sound. It's good to have all the, you know, all the code already there, and for things like handling, crafting, or opening, closing doors, things like that. So the code is already there, and in case that I can find a better sounds or a bunch of them, I could just choose one from some random every time that I'm, for example, opening a window or door, things like that. But it's good to have at least the code and have some sound not being completely empty. So I'm just doing that. In case that I want to change later, I will do that. If not, okay, it's fine. Some of them are fine. Some of them is just, well, just placeholder because you can see that not good. For example, this one I would like to have, because most of the terrain is just mud, obviously, but I don't have any sound, which is fine or good for that, or didn't find yet. I need to check again. So for grass is fine, I have some, but for mud is not. So I have this one, this is concrete, asphalt, but at least I will have some sound. Maybe I will just reduce a bit the volume, and could be more or less fine for that. So it's just that what I was trying to do, this kind of sound, which is not so good, but anyway, I have a few of them here, and I will just try to find something really small. For example, let's try this one. I don't like this one. Let's try this. Not so strong. What about this? let's use this one also. If you have any question, of course, just let me know. This is 2, and I will use or try to find something really small, or this one. No. You mean the ambient sound for which is of course a loop, but I have like yeah, this is single player, no online, nothing, just single player, because it's just multiplayer, MMO, RPG, multiplayer online, and yeah, and yeah, you can take maybe 300 years to do that, you know. So yeah, to be realistic and try to finish this one in 5 years, you need to be like single player, really small, and cutting down most of the things. Well, the main idea for the game is story. So you have a story that you need to do, but for do that you need to no, it's not survival game at all. In fact, it's completely the opposite way. Like for example, in case that you need, I think that you will, but I don't have yet, like drinking or eating could be as possible, but for example right now already have the water. That is well, you need water for some crafting, but it's really easy to find the water because there is a well and you go to the well there and just take water, you know. So this is not something really hard, or you need to be looking for loot all the time, walking or things like that. So the main idea is you have story to follow and things to do, you know. But in the meantime, there is something that they are really disturbing you or stopping you, like you need to sleep, you need to work in fun, you need to earn money, and for this money you need to work something, or just crafting things, or buying, selling, and things like that. So you need to follow your story, which is the main idea, but in the meantime there are a lot of things to do, because I would like to be something like medieval simulator, but not racing simulator. So, but how people were living there and the things that they were doing. So I was just taking a lot of reference for this time that I can find, taking the same sites, kind of buildings and things like that. So there is kind of realistic size and everything, no like palace, dragons, poisons and things like that. And you should live like they are doing. So most of the time you have been working in farm, for example, and most of your time is just working and not really being completely empty free time. But of course it's not tedious just working. So there is a game time which is going 1 minute in real life is 1 minute in game only. I mean, this is the normal time, but in case that for example you are working or sleeping, you are not waiting for 8 hours. So this is just speeding up the speed of the game time, and then 8 hours sleeping means for example 8 seconds in real time. And after you continue working, as you for example are farming or harvesting for 1 hour, it could take maybe 5 seconds in real time, but this is 1 hour in game. So time is passing in game faster when you are doing tasks, but if you are not doing anything, time is 1 minute. Real time is the same time that in game. So for tedious tasks or things that are taking longer, the time is speeding up. Otherwise the time is just going as it is, you know. So you are playing and trying to do this kind of immersion. It's like a real time, real people. For example, during night people is sleeping because it's, there is a full day-night cycle. I can show you for that. I have some keys to speed up the time for debug. So I will just, you can see on the right corner that the time is passing faster, for example here, but I can do that even faster for that, you know. So this is full day-night cycles. You can play, or you should play the whole day. Of course during night you can sleep and things like that. So this is let's pass, this is faster. So you have here the night. The night is quite dark, I mean not completely dark, but quite dark, because it's supposed to be that you are not doing anything during night, should be resting, because you have this tiredness. Also, after some time, you are so tired you cannot even run or work or things like that. So it's time to be sleeping. So as you can see, this is a whole day going there. It's just for testing, of course, but you have the whole night where you can afford you can walk a bit, but it's fine. And then it's just morning, and then it's just coming the sun for the whole day. So you are playing the whole day in case that you are, for example, as I say, working or farming or things like that. Time is passing faster. But anyway, when this coming to the real time, you are playing at the real time. So this is the, for example, now it's around 6. You can see here the time. They were dividing the time in a few parts during the day, more or less kind of 3 hours, but they are not 3 hours. So you have here the name of them. This is Vespers. They were called at this time Vespers. And this is like the only watch that you have, so really not stressful, no survival, and don't worry about zombies killing you or things like that. So you are just really, you know, playing and enjoying and working here. And for example, at the moment I didn't think about you are dying, you know, so probably you cannot die. But in case that you are, for example, missing a few steps or missing some things like that, and then probably I don't know, either or restart or maybe change some things. So yeah, I don't know. So the idea is about the story that you need to follow with some missions and sub missions and so on. And I was thinking about already 4 different roles that you can play. Each of them have different story. So you have one story for one role. This for one of things, for example, monk. Another one is peasant, just serf. Another one could be the smither, blacksmith, and different story. But all of them are working, playing in the same place. So this is one town, okay. So this is one town that is being here with the different things to do. So in any role you can play in this town, and then I will create another towns and also the castles and things like that. So you play in the same, let's say in the same game, but you have different missions, and there are, for example, some things that you can do with some role and other things that you cannot do with this role, for example. And but the world is exactly the same, you know, for all the roles. In case that you can, for example, you have an abbey, you can go there because you are a monk, but maybe if you are playing as a soldier, you cannot go into this abbey. So there are little small things, places where you cannot play with any role, but most of them you can do, or you can play with all of them. So I can create a few different stories for the same world. And about towns, I will create a few towns that I need to have for the story, and also castles that I was already working on it. I have a few things started, and probably I will use kind of teleport, fast travel, things like that, because I don't want to have open world, really huge forest with nothing to do there, just gameplay, you know, and it takes 10 minutes just going through the forest for no reason. So I will use kind of teleport between towns, and then yeah, because there's no way to be walking all the time, nothing. At the moment I was thinking about this, maybe I will change later, I'm not completely sure, but I don't want to have really open world. So this is not open world, but in the small area that you have, you are completely free to go to any place that you want and do the mission on the order that you want, any building, any people or NPC that you want to talk. So this is freedom, but it's not open world. So yeah, this is really small game, so it's not Skyrim nor Witcher. Not this one. This one is fine. Could be, but not really, because I will fail. I mean, I have 50 followers, so yeah. Yeah, I don't think that I will do that. Yeah, because you really need a lot of people, things like that. But as I say, I have 50 followers or 60 maybe in Twitch, and I was streaming for a year already. And lately I'm streaming every single day, 7 days a week, you know. And I have like 15 followers in YouTube and maybe 40 in Twitter, things like that. So it's nothing, I mean nothing, you know. There's nothing. So if I'm trying to, I don't know, 500 euros even, it's just I'm failing, you know. This is just completely need to be honest, you know. There are hundreds of thousands of indie gamers doing games, and yeah. I don't have any subscription this amount with because I don't have enough followers, anything like that. So I'm not a Twitch partner or things like that. So I don't have this one either. It's just subscribe for free if you want, you know, and then you receive notification when I'm streaming, and that's all. No, that you need to have like a minimum amount of average viewers per streaming or per week or things like that. Of course I don't have, you know. I have like 1 or 2 viewers per day, and yeah, sometimes very popular like 5, you know. So yeah. So follower, new follower, I think so. I was just trying to use this Streamlabs, but I'm not sure if it's working or activate or deactivate or things like that, so I cannot find this one. I think I will receive later an email or something like that. Exactly. Here. Thank you for the follow. I hope you enjoy the streaming. I'm streaming every single day, so of course it could be boring because, as you know, as developer, it cannot be really interesting 3 hours every single day, which I understand, especially if you are fixing bugs or things like that. But from time to time you can come here and to see what I've been doing, or you have any question, I can show you in 5 minutes all the progress from the last week or things like that. So I put all the videos on YouTube in case that people, because today I'm doing at night for me from Europe. I don't know about you, but from Europe is night, but usually I'm doing in the mornings, you know. Yeah, exactly, that's the reason I'm trying to finish a small demo, and I think I will finish this week, just to have some feedback. So it's kind of technical demo, so not really nothing. Well, I don't know about your time. I mean, this is 10 at night in Europe, now in Middle Europe, you know, but I'm usually doing the morning, so like 10 hours before than this time. Just compare about your time, you know. And that you have is 10 hours before right now. Well, in that case it's around I don't know, this is, you say this is around 5 PM for you when I'm streaming every day. Okay, so this is just fine. So yeah, if this is fine for you, you can just enjoy. If not, or this is like too late or too early, or you are working or things like that, you can check the videos on YouTube later, just passing faster to see what is happening. Also, I have Discord. There are some people there because I will notify people there for this demo. If you want to try this one, and also I have this because I'm also streaming on YouTube at the same time. If you want, you can join this Discord demo. I'm giving people the access to this demo that will be this week. It's not ready, but it will be this week. If you want to try this one also. About the requirements, nothing, because it's not this one. I'm using a laptop, so I don't think that you have even worse computer than me. And people using, for example, Nvidia 980, which is not, it's good, but it's not Titan or things like that. They reported like 150 frames per second. So not sure about this sound. I don't know about Radeon, but I mean any computer. If you are not using even, I have a laptop with integrated card, you know. So no worries, take your time. I'm here. I will be probably, I don't know, half an hour more until I can finish a few bugs that I have already. So I will try to fix a few of them. If not, I will just rest a bit. Let's try this one also. Let's try to find maybe a new one. No. Let's try, this is the last one that I'm using. I will just combine them. Okay, so yeah, I will try to add these 5 footsteps. Footsteps here, footstep grass, and then where's my file? Sounds here, footsteps. Wait. I would rename them because I was just by mistake. Concrete. Before I'm just importing, otherwise I will have then later the links being lost for my files. Okay, let's put all of them here. Hey. Okay, and where I have those footsteps in the audio manager, I think. Yes. So what I need to do is I need to add also surface. So project settings, and also I need to add here so physics, and the new one will be mode. Okay, so this is mode, and also I need to create, of course, this one in I don't remember where this one was. I think I have this one in materials probably. This is here, this grass. Exactly, physical material. So we'll create a new physical material which will be mood. Physical material, and now it's mood, and this one will use this new that I was just creating. Let's use density, nothing, surface type. Why not here? Do I need to close this one? Not sure if I need to restart the editor. Not sure about this because it's just changing a game project properties, and probably I need to restart because I cannot see here my surface type, so probably yeah, I need to restart. Let's try to restart this one faster. say all, and then yeah, I will just try to do this one. Oops, I have this one still. I will close this. I forgot that I have this one open. Okay, let's restart. Because I cannot have my surface type, I need to assign to this physical surface, and after that I will just assign to the terrain, the landscape. I will use this one, but it need to be assigned to some surface type. I hope the problem was just restarting the editor, because it's something about the project and probably I need to restart, but it will take really not long time. We have this one. Okay, so let's check again. Okay, yeah, that was the problem. So this is solved, and now I will assign this physical material to my terrain. For that I need to wait. I need to go to maps, and then I need to go to terrain, and then in landscape layers, and this smooth, and this smooth that I will use, and here I assign the physical material will be mode for this one, and hardness I think will be 1, or probably just be something not well playing. This is fine. Let me check then. Oh, sorry, I need to create also the audio for this one, because I don't have this. So what I need to do here, I will create a new array for mode footsteps, and then I will just choose some of them. Sound base, I think. Let me check with another one. Yeah, exactly. So this mode steps, and initially was my begin here. Mode footsteps set, and I will just add the sounds to this array, and after that, when I'm just using Raycast to find the material, the physical surface that I'm using, then I'm just choosing one of the sounds and from this array, and then just play this one. Play the sound to the foot of the guy. So this is concrete. This is not mood, yeah, I know, but at the moment I will use these sounds just as placeholder. This is not so bad. Let me see now when this is just playing, and then we'll see how it goes. Probably bad. It's too hard surface for this one, but I was just using the smaller ones, could be maybe enough. So let's go to the Raycast. So in case that I'm using this grass and this is smooth, so just do exactly the same, but and this is the location for the sound. So what I need to do is exactly the same, but for anyone. But in that case, I need to assign here the maximum is 4, because they have 5. This is location for the same one, and this mood, and the only thing that I need to do is replace this one, because my case is the mood for the steps array, and that's all. So let's check now. Should be working the cliff here. Let's switch the music for a second. There is one of them probably that is not good. Yeah, there's maybe one of them that is kind of too long, things like that. But working more or less well, even being, as I say, too hard surface, comparing with mode, but this is fine. And I would like to have more slippery, because I have mode here, which is wet mode here, as you can see, and I would like to have, of course, different sound here, which is just not the problem. Do the same for 5 minutes, but I need to have this sound, so maybe I will just check for this free sounds org for more sound, or just try to combine some of them, or even I could just, you know, record something at home that could be, or scenes like that probably. So there's no here, there's no sound here, but this sound here. But not here. So probably I will do the same. I mean, for this wet mode I will use the same one, which is just assigning to the layer material. So I will not create a new one and things like that. So just assigning to this material exactly the same. Just to be fixed material, this is smooth. And in that case it will be, yeah, also 75, just to be sure that not just matching but here. So should play here also here. As you can hear also the NPCs. Okay. Is it not working? Seems sometimes not working. Yeah, the scenario here there's no playing. Probably because it's my the value should be. Let's try something smaller just to be sure that this is playing. And I think I could even here do the same for just to be sure that it's just playing, because for example for the grass I was using bigger number to be sure that only when there's a lot of grass. Okay, that was the problem, that was the mixed with this one, and probably it's not 100, so and I was using triggering, what about this one? I have both of them, so all the base classes are C++, and much more complex classes like for example those delays, tags and things like that, and for example inventory, pockets, things like that, because you need to use arrays, which is really tedious for blueprints and long, and just in C++ I use map, and this is really easy with a key just for accessing all of them, or removing, adding, things like that. And then over that I'm creating a blueprint extending from classes in C++. So in the end I have like I think like around 20 classes in C++ and maybe 100 or 150 blueprints, things like that. Not much, but I'm using both mainly because it's not about performance. My game is not having a problem about performance, but being much easy to manage, for example, or maintenance and things like that. For example, for the items in game I'm using kind of item factory when I have all the information for the items, and I did this one in C++. It's much easier to manage, and then I just using. So the thing is I have here game instant custom, which is just standing from game instance, and then I have this game manager, which is a blueprint, and in this game manager I have almost everything: mission manager, user interface manager, audio manager, this item factory, action manager, and task managers. So some of them are coming from C++, so the mission manager is C++, well, the missions. This task manager is C++, this one is also C++, so well, so there are a few of them combined or just standing from C++ classes. For example, all those interactive things like bounds or just doors, windows, everything is coming from interactive class, which is C++. After that, all of them are just inheriting from this base class for interactive. But yeah, combining both of them, but this is not really complex what I was doing, and most of the time it's just doing something in Blueprint, something dirty, and then when it's more or less well done, I'm just moving to C++ to be, nicer, cleaner, and easy to maintain. Things that I don't really need to change a lot, but things that is not clear enough yet, or I would like to change in the future, I just keeping on blueprints and it's fine. And I'm also using this nativize that is converting to C++ and works well for me, so I don't have any problem. I was having some problems in the past with inheriting, for example, Pong or a few classes that having problems, or I was just refactoring, or some of them having problems, I was just moving to C++ and that's all. So at the moment it's working fine, and I don't have any problem converting to C++. It works well, and I don't have any problem about performance also. So yeah, so it's not really critical, but I'm using both. Mainly because I'm coder, I'm not a modeler or a 3D artist or things like that, so I'm mainly coder. So that's why I was doing or feel more confident on codes and just doing, because I was doing another game before this, that's kind of testing. I was using CryEngine and it was a chess game, and it was mainly 95% was just code, all the code, or I was using also threads, sockets, and then combining with this API and things like that. So was mainly code, but in this case I would like to have something nicer and more entities, and I don't want really to code everything. So Unreal have a lot of nice tools that you can just use, for example, for animations, or FBX importing with a lot of options that you can use, or for example the user interface really useful, and you don't really need to code or hard code everything, so it's helping a lot. And at the moment I don't have any problem about performance, so I'm not planning to change all those blueprints that will take really long for no reason, because it's just working, and just working, so there is no reason to change all of them to C++ for nothing really. You are gaining nothing about this. So let's check what more I'm missing today to do. This one is through. Yeah, so it works, it's fine. I'm not spending time on things that are already working, like for example I was doing a few houses, it's fine, can be better, yeah, for sure, but I'm not planning to spend more time, Exactly, I then have like 30-40 frames per second in full HD, which is more than enough for this kind of games, really. And the problem is, I know my computer, I cannot play almost nothing. I mean, completely empty level in Unreal Engine, it runs around 45 frames. So any other game I'm playing around 13, 6 frames per second, sometimes 3 if you have any combat. So yeah, so if it works for me, means it works for everyone. As I say, for people having normal normal PC computer, they have like 150 frames per second maintained all the time, and I was just improving a lot, and probably they have even more, so they can play at 90 in case that they have beer or things like that, and they don't have any problem, for sure. So I was spending time on performance because I want to play also, but I'm not spending much more time on, especially the code is CPU, and I don't have any problem with the CPU, the problem is the GPU, so there is no reason to spend time on things that are already working, the only thing that you can do is break this one, and then you have a problem. So yeah, I have a lot of blueprints, and For example, when I'm doing C++ code, something I'm doing out of the camera, because I don't think that is really fun to see black screen or Visual Studio for 1 hour, you know. So you are just thinking about what to do with the code, things like that, and people are not gonna be with you for 1 hour watching at this. So I'm not doing, but I have C++ code already, and most of the things that I'm doing during streaming is just blueprints, or yeah, modeling, level design, or just small little bug fixing. With this could be interesting for people. For example, in 5 minutes I was just adding footsteps, for example. So maybe others can find interesting things like that, small things, or how to add sound, things like that. That are really small tasks. When it's something big, I need to think about it, and then the factoring, and then I'm doing out of the camera, because I don't think that people can stay here for 1 hour watching a guy just fighting with a problem that you really don't understand. So yeah, this is also done. This one is done. I think I will try to fix the last one with those guys not stopping, and because the NPC I was just changing how the NPCs are moving or things like that, and there are the problem that you want to talk with them at any time, you should stop them with the plan, and after that they should continue after the dialogue ends, continue the plan that they were doing. In that case, for example, they were walking, and then you can stop them, talk with them. When they are finished, then start again walking to the destination that they have there. So I was just changing this one to use my nav mesh, which is already here and is working fine. Now for this one, always I have this one. I have a problem here with the instance meshes that is not working well for the nav mesh that I'm losing all the time, my nav mesh. Okay, so I was using this one, and I was just changing the node that I'm using, and the problem now is that they are walking, then stop, but since ignoring me, the problem is that the one that I'm using, and the problem is here exactly. No, not this one, interactive, this one. And the problem is, what's my missing here? That's here the problem. Move to location or actor, and I cannot stop this guy at the moment that he's just walking, and I cannot stop this guy. Stopping overlay, default, no, accept participle, pathfinding. Okay, so the problem is here that I'm saying go to this location, and in the case that you are stopping this guy for the dialogue, it continues, so it's just not being even able to stop this one. So what I need to do probably is just stop the guy and activate the game, but I think I was doing already this one. So when I start a dialogue, this is here, I'm just changing the movement mode for this one to none, so it should be stopping, I think, but for some reason it's not stopping. Stop NPC dialogues, just to be sure that I'm arriving here. So what is this way? This is trader. Okay, so this is trader, helper, no, not trader. This is house trader, so the one should be farming house trader helper. Okay, and I will do things like that, and I will just wait here for stop this guy and start moving. And let's see what's happening. Okay, so it's coming here exactly, and the problem is it is not stopping for some reason. As you can see, this is just moving. This guy is just ignoring this one, and should be enough for So how could I just stop a guy that's already moving with this node? That's the question. So how to stop this? Move to location or actor. I would like to stop this movement, and since like using not this one, let's close a few things, it's too much. So since that using this one, set movement mode to none, since not stopping the guy for some reason. This is not clear why not. And then I was just changing after that to walking again when the dialog finished. So I would like to know how to stop this node. Move to location or actor. On request failed, but it's not a reason. Move finished, but it's not finished. Or let me see. Well, I was planning to use this one, but the problem is, as I said, that my NPCs need to be moving according to the game time and not the real time. So for example, with behavior trees you say wait for 5 seconds, but this is 5 seconds in real time. But in my game, in these 5 seconds is, for example, is just sleeping or things like that, could be like 5 hours. So in that case, my NPCs are not synchronizing with the real time. So this is one of the problems that I was having, that they are, for example, wait for 5 seconds and then do some task, but after that 5 seconds is 5 hours and you are doing the task for the night, during the day, or things like that, you know. And then they were just trying to do any plan at any time that is not on time, and also I cannot cancel them because using my own tasks, let's say I have those delayed tasks that I can cancel, and I can even pass parameters, so I can just remember which was the task that I was doing, so I can stop this guy and then relaunch the task to be the same one that I was doing. So I have found really useful this nav mesh, of course, but behavior tree at the moment I'm not using, but I would like to use. I think that I could just adjust a few things to be working fine for me, but at the moment I'm not using. So I was doing everything on blueprints, and after that maybe I will move them there. But what I'm using now is the nav mesh just for movements, but not the plants. The plants are much more complex, and I have things like, for example, sitting on bench. So it's just finding the path, going there, then rotating, sitting, and a few things like that. Or go home, which is just taking which home, which location, and then going to this place. And for example, the doors are being opening, closing automatically for NPCs, so they don't need to care about the doors and things like that. So at the moment, what I have is working well. Could be good to have, of course, behavior trees, but at the moment I'm not using, because the problem that I didn't solve, which is probably just my fault, I didn't solve about game time and not real time. So at the moment I'm not using, but probably in the future I would like to have this one. So probably in the future I will find a way to have this one. As I said, trying just to finish this the demo, so what is working already I'm not changing, you know, and in the future I can change everything. But at the moment what is worse is it stays. But yeah, I would like to have, because of course it's much better to have tools and also to have everything that they are maintaining from the engine and not me. And for example, I was doing this one, but after a year probably I will forget how I did this one. But with Unreal Engine they have all the documents and videos and everything that I'm not planning to do for my code, videos and documents and things like that. So probably it's better to use what I did, but at the moment I didn't find yet the way. Print string finish. I want to know if this one, when I'm just stopping this guy, if it says finish or not. So probably it's like I'm stopping this guy and this is kind of detecting not moving, and then say okay, finish, and then it's just jumping here and then going to the next one, probably things like that, not sure. So let me see what is happening. Okay, and say finish, but probably it's not about Mine is another guy finishing the task. So penthouse, trade helper. So let's see. Okay, so the thing is, this guy since telling me that it's finished when I'm just trying to stop this guy. So okay, so in that case could be enough just checking for I'm on a dialogue or not on that sort, because it's the same code is playing together with the NPCs that I have here. I have dialogue, so I can know about if I'm under conversation. So get this one and then like this. In that case I could probably take some action to solve this one, but first I need to know where is this cantilever stopping or what is happening here. So it says false. What the hell? So it says false for so it says finished but not being detected as false. Let me try something. I need more space to this one here. Need to detect when this guy is false a couple of times, and then it's just driving here. Oh, but wait, is this for me or not? It's hard to find how to stop this one. Let me check something on Italy. Probably they have something already, not the first time. Cancel, move to location. Yeah, there are some people here asking about the same problem. There is something like, this is a controller. Do I have something like stop movement? Okay, so this is stop movement for the NPC, which I could use here. So this is get here the eye controller, and then stop movement. Okay, let's see if this one is stopping this NPC moving. As I said, probably it's already done because it's not something so original from my side having things like that. So probably they have all of those things 5 years ago. But it's not stopping. Hey, come on. Let me try again. Okay. That's just not stopping. But this one is also not working. So stop movement, and then what more? Not exactly, not when collides, because I need to click on it. I mean, I have an action being interactive and using Raika. So you have here, let's say you have an action for him, you know, you click and then start this action. So it's not colliding, because when you have this Raikas, you have option for example a door or bench or even a player. So it's the same and when I click and then I want to start the action, which is something easy to find, so I know when the conversation starts and when the conversation ends, so I know about this. So when I'm clicking on it, should be that is this execute action, which is just coming here for the action dialog, and then I have a few things to do, you know, so it's fine. So this is my code for when I start the action. In that moment I would like to stop this guy, and when the conversation ends, I just continue with the same plan, or relaunch the plan that it was doing, which is fine. So where to do that, I have already CC because I'm clicking on it. So I mean, it's not just colliding or after some time or things like that. So it's easy to have which function, when you click, there is some code here, and then when you click again to go out of the dialog, and then I just hide the dialog, use interface this widget, and then for example the player cannot move in this time, you can move the player again and things like that. So it's good to have, I have ready both two different functions for starting and finishing dialog. So when I'm starting this dialog, I would like to stop this guy. That's the problem that I'm having right now. So this is my code for executing action for dialog, and then changing the player, changing the camera and things like that. Okay, but here I'm, for example, locking the player so the player cannot move, and then I was just stopping the movement, and I was stopping for this eye controller, but anyway since moving, you know, like it's not stopping. So this is why I would like to find the way to stop this this action that is just coming from this node. So this node is just moved to this location, and I don't know, there is a way to cancel this one or stop this one in the middle or something, so I can cancel this action. So I was just checking on internet and say they have this stop, but seems not working, and say this stop movement for the player controller blueprints is available since 4.2 version. Okay, so yeah, nothing new. And say this are no issues. Do we want to use an IA move to? Yeah, I have, but how can I cancel this one? So do I have this move to location or actor? But if I'm using this move to location, this destination, this is the filter class. What's this filter class? Or partial parting construct. I would like just cancel, you know, like this is return value, like following request is this equal enum filed already the goal request successful. I don't know. Well, probably it's just basic, really. It's not a big problem, but of course they have hundreds or thousands of options that I don't know all of them, of course. Which is really easy to find here, and there's writing and so. But if you don't know exactly what you need, you know, it takes time. So that's why you're just checking on internet. If someone say me, use this node, you know, and then just should be fine. So I was just checking which node should I use, and this is what I'm doing, and they say use this stop, but seems to me that no. So that's why I would like to know what is happening with this get eye controller, and then this one is not stopping, and even I was just setting the movement mode to none, which should be stopping completely and not being even possible to walk, you know, for any. You can just disable those movement here, this one, but there's also this eye controller, and I would like to see which more options do I have for this one. But for navigation, task, clear focus, clear get eye controller, but is everything about the blackboard, which is not my case. Clear focus will be focal point, not this one. What about task? No. Found action, perform action, navigation, get move status, move to location, stop movement. Yeah, that's save move block detection, simple move to act location. I was using in the past that it was working fine was this simple move to actor, and after that I was just spawning a box collision on the destination. When they arrive to this destination, then that's activating me. So it was easy to detect when you are right there. Using also the navness was fine, was working fine, but I was just changing the node to this one instead of use this simple location and then this item for this box destination. When you are right there, this is just a collision that's activating and destroy the actor and then to the next plan. So it was kind of detecting using with this simple move both node, but I was just replacing with this one. But in that case, since not possible to stop this one, or I didn't find yet the way to stop this. So is it this the one sit on bench? Yeah, it is one. I will try now this move to location, but only move to location, no actor, but move to location. What's this? Move to location or actor? No, not this one. Move. I move, simple move to location. No, move to location or act. But I think there's only one move to location. I move to. What is this? Okay. Move to on fail, on success, movement result, stop on overlap. Is not the way. After try the target actor. Pound. Okay, so this is mine. This pound here. This is the location I would like to have, and this is the one that I want to have. So here on success should go here. We say on fail. I'm not sure about this. Let's try this node. Maybe this one is working. I don't know why, because I was just checking on internet and they say use the stop movement node, which I'm using, but since not stopping this guy for any reason. So I don't know why. Okay, it stops, which is fine. What is happening now? Continues. Stop. Continue. Now starting the sequence is fine, so it's fine. Well, seems quite stupid, but it works. And let me see here, because I'm not sure. I was using this node for movement. Yeah, it's just stupid because it's a node for go to location or actor, and this one is go to location. So there's not a big difference within them, but since that is not working and the second one is working, let me see, because I didn't use this stop movement and it was working. So yeah, exactly, I see I don't need this stop movement, and if you just remove, he will just continue working. So that's exactly what I needed, but for some reason I really don't know why. Okay, delete this one, and reuse this one instead of the last one. So on success will go here, and I think I was using also a couple of times, so I will remove this one. What is this? Go to location. Exactly, so I will use the same one for both of them, which seems working for my custom plans. And in that case, what I need to do is the pound, and I don't need this controller anymore. This is the destination that I'm using, and this is on success. And I think I will remove also. Let's go here. Okay, What I don't need this is this one. Okay, and also I have, I think here again, yeah. So this is the last one that I'm just placing. So this, that was seems stupid because it's more or less the same node. What I was expecting to be the same node, but just with more options for some reason. But since that is working a different way, I don't know why, but since not working exactly the same, but you can stop it. And also I don't need this stop movement. Yeah, this is even not being used, so clearly you don't need this one, and everything works. So let's try again this guy. Yeah, and it can be as long as I want here because it's just continuing the task again probably there. So just fine. So yeah, everything works here. Let's try another guy just to be sure that everything has been fixed. We'll put this one close to the task that they have, just after that I know if not. Okay, so let's try now this guy. And we will do the same, just messing here with this guy. Okay, it's also working, so there's not a problem at all. And then continue with the plan, exactly. And there is a guy here with a path, but this path is moving, I think. Yeah, this one is working. Just taking the path, going back to this destination and then working again. Because I think I was using here the move. Let me check. This is exactly the same blueprint. And this is from events. Mine is going move along path. Well, for some reason this one is working, and I was using the location actor exactly the same, but this one is working. I really don't know why, but I moved to, and I will use this one just to be sure, because I don't want to be, you know, risking again that this one is failing for some reason. So I will just use this one that we know it works, and I will need this controller and then this one. I will try maybe later to read something about this to see what the difference is, why one of them is working and not the another one, so at least to know why not, and not be worried about this is not working in the future, or is this working, or what is happening. And for example here I would like to know what's happening with this on fail, which means they are being blocked, or they are no way to write to there, for example, in case that's blocking or something. And then in that case I could just take another plan or do something different, not to be stuck there and not moving. So I would like to know about this, and probably some overlay. I don't know, because I don't need this one. Also this is target actor, which is exactly the same, move to destination or actor, and another one is move to also, but this one probably is kind of task, because you can see these icons a bit different. This is an event of course, but this one is a bit different, because you check this one is move to actor or location. It said this is a function, but this one this is a different icon, which is probably this is task that you can use in blackboards or things like that. So okay, let's try now with this new node if it works. That should be, because it was working already with the last one, so I think that this one also would be. So this guy is coming. Yeah, exactly. yeah, it works. I would like to have this one maybe 1 second delay or something like that, so it gives me some time to move. So instead of execute next plan, I would like to delay this task for members, things, and press pending dialogue. Probably if this is under conversation here, because I cannot use a delay here for this is a function, but I have those kind of timers, so I could do things like that. But in that case, it's just pending dialogue. It's not what I want. So I would like just to add a few delay for this guy, not starting directly, but having some delay for when I'm talking. As you can see, it's not giving me enough time even to move, so it's just trying to walk around. But so good, could be good to have like 1 second or 2 seconds that is just not moving at all, and I can just move around or do something, and then after that he's just trying to walk again. But the thing is you know, not really critical, but could be good to have this one. So in case that, so if I finish the conversation here, he tries to move so fast, you know. I don't have even time for move out, so that's what I would like to have. And for some reason here going back, I don't know why, because the destination should be the opposite way. Probably because I'm just in front and then try to find the path, and then I don't know, maybe take another direction, something. I really don't know. But anyway, because I'm not just changing the plan for this guy when I'm talking with him, it's just stop the plan and then continue later, so this is fine. Since working, I will not change anything more, this is fine, and then otherwise I'm just breaking something as usual. So let me mark this one as solved also. And what more for today? Probably nothing is already. I have a few things like I need to find different sounds and do something on Photoshop, some buttons and things like that. So I think it's enough. Did you have any question or you want to say something? If not, I think I will just leave the streaming here, because I was just streaming for more than 3 hours and it's fine. Join Discord if you want to be on the loop for let me what is my link about this? I think I put before. Okay, or just come tomorrow again, it's not a problem. Just be in touch and I will I hope that I can release this short technical demo this week, so just be sure about in there. I will give you an access because it will be a closed demo, but yeah, or tomorrow you can, or any day of this week or anytime, just come and just talk with me, because I have the people there on Discord, but it's fine, so no worries about this. If you want to, I don't know, I have also this Twitter and well, this Twitch, any of them. You don't need to be in all of them, but just one of them if you want, you can just contact me and I will just give access to this demo when it's done. As you can see, it's just small details that are just fixing, but more or less I'm not doing anything new, so what is done is already done here, so it's fine. Okay, thank you for coming for the following. Hope to see you, if not tomorrow, any day this week, and maybe next time you can also talk about your game, because you have been 4 years, probably you have much more than me to show. Are you also streaming? I didn't ask you. Are you also streaming? I'm not sure, because I'm not checking during the time of streaming. I'm not checking profiles, people, Twitter or things like that, so I'm not sure. I didn't check your profile yet, being honest. Let me check something here. Well, you don't have videos at the moment, which is fine. Yeah, but that's fine. Oh, okay, fine. It's just to see what has been doing or something, but it's fine. No worries. So yeah, I will. Oops. Well, I'm doing every single day a copy because I'm also afraid about this. So I'm doing a copy in a USB drive, just to be sure. Because also with laptops, you know, if something is broken, you lost your computer completely. You cannot replace a few parts. So. Oh, cool. Yes, I was just choosing something simple because I want to finish this live, you know. Too much and I will never finish. Yeah. Sure. If you have any link or something, you can pass me next time, or a picture or something that you have, it's fine. Or just explain me what I've been doing, be also fine. Okay. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you everyone, and hope to see you tomorrow. Bye guys. Bye bye.